Good evening and welcome, ladies and gentlemen, kids and pets. The State Theater Acting Company and the First Congregational Church proudly presents the last of our golden age of radio performances in our 6th season. Is there anybody here for the first time? Yay, well, welcome. And for those of you who have come before, thank you. As you may know, we started these outdoor shows during the... Wait a minute, I gotta make an adjustment here. Something's not happening. There we go. As you may know, we started these outdoor shows during the pandemic so we can continue to entertain our faithful fans and give our STAC actors an opportunity as well. They were so well attended, we decided, well, let's keep them going. And now, with our beloved theater shut down for repairs and renovation, we're at it again. Entertaining you and hopefully raising some money for the State Theater. We want to express our sincere appreciation to the First Congregational Church as our partner in this series from the very start. Our spooktacular presentation tonight will include Father Knows Best, Halloween Night, Adaptive Ultimate, and Ghost Party. As a special bonus, we'll bring you a spooky song ripped from the pages of The Legend of Sleepy Hollow and a recitation of Edgar Allan Poe's classic, The Raven. The cast will be announced with each show, but some of our actors are doing double duty tonight, and old-time radio would not be the same without them. Our Foley artists tonight, Amy Segale, Patty Baker, and Jeanette Albrecht. Our sound effects and lighting designer for tonight is Andy Poston. And our sound tech is Deborah Oljuske. There will be a short break after the second episode, so you can use the facilities or visit the snack bar. And the snack bar is run by the church, and all the donations go towards their mission outreach in Guatemala. Now, while we bring you the show tonight free of charge, we truly appreciate any donations you feel guided to make. We have conveniently placed donation buckets in the front to lovingly hold them. Or if you would prefer to donate electronically, we have a QR code linked to both Venmo and PayPal. All of us associated with the State Theater appreciate your support and your generosity. And now, we bring you Father Knows Best, Halloween Night, directed by Patty Baker, starring Jay Evans, Amanda Petty, Jeanette Albrecht, T.J. Fassler, Allison Cola, and yours truly, Dennis Kane.
Mother, is Maxwell House really the only coffee in the world?
Well, your father says so, and your father knows best.
Yes, it's Father Knows Best. A half-hour visit with your neighbors, the Andersons, brought to you by Maxwell House, the coffee that's brought and enjoyed by more people than any other brand at any price. Maxwell House, always good to the last drop. And all us other chillin'. When the supper things is done, we set around the kitchen fire and has the mostest fun. Listening to the witch tales that Annie tells about, and the goblin that gets you if you don't watch out. It's Halloween in Springfield, and the white frame house on Maple Street looks dark and deserted. Maybe that's because it is dark and deserted. The Andersons, you see, are headed home after a weekend in the country with their friends, the Palmers. And at the moment we find them, that is, their car is parked on a muddy and rain-spattered road between, well, how am I supposed to know where they are? They don't even know themselves. Like this.
What does the sign say, Bud?
I don't know. It's dark out here.
Well, light a match.
Oh, okay.
I don't know what's the matter with that boy. He doesn't have enough sense to come in out of the rain.
If he did, he couldn't read the sign, could he, dear?
Can you see it now, Bud?
Yeah,
Well, what does it say?
no trespassing.
That's a great help. All right, come on back.
Okay.
Daddy,
What is it, Kathy?
my feet are cold.
Well, put them in your pocket.
Mother!
Jim, that wasn't very nice.
She's done nothing but complain for the last 3 hours. She's hungry, she's sleepy, she's tired, she's cold.
Father,
Yes, Betty.
So am I.
I'll make a note of it.
Boy, it sure is wet out here.
We'll get in and close the door. Just don't stand there.
Shove over, will you, Betty?
Bud, you're getting me all wet.
You poor thing. How would you like to get out every 2 minutes and look at a dopey sign?
But stop complaining and shut the door.
I'm not complaining, Dad. But just because she gets a few drops of water on her...
Shut the door.
Holy cow.
Once we get back in the main road, I'll have you home in 30 minutes.
That's what you said 2 hours ago.
Well, I'm certainly not going to change my mind now. If you hadn't spent so much time lollygagging with the Palmer boy, we wouldn't have had to take this shortcut.
Shortcut? Ha!
What was that?
Oh, nothing, Dad. I was just thinking.
Well, stop thinking out loud. This is a very good shortcut, but I can never find it.
Oh dear. It's too bad this had to happen. It was such a nice weekend, wasn't it, Jim?
Yeah.
The Palmers are wonderful people, aren't they?
Oh, they're nice people, all right. But Will didn't have to knock himself out that way.
He was merely trying to be pleasant.
He scared me.
Oh, he didn't really, Kathy. He was just having fun.
Some fun, you bet. Ha-cha.
Betty!
Well, let's face it, Margaret. Just because it's a Halloween, he didn't have to have ghosts popping out of the closet every time you open the door.
And I was scared. I don't like ghosts.
Oh, Kathy, for the 8 millionth time, there's no such thing as a ghost.
There isn't?
No.
Well, you just said he had him in all the closets.
He had sheets in all the closets.
You mean they weren't real live ghosts?
There is no such thing as a real live ghost.
How about a real dead ghost?
Betty, you keep out of this.
I was only trying to help.
You've helped quite enough, thank you. You and Marshall, the mechanical wizard.
No, what did we do?
The gas gauge doesn't work. The radio doesn't work. Nothing works.
Marshall said it just needed a fuse.
Marshall said. He works 1 week at a filling station, and that makes him an expert mechanic.
Jim, how do you suppose Will did that thing with the bridge table?
Oh, what thing?
Well, where the bridge table floated in the air. It was very clever.
Oh, I don't know. I suppose he had wires hooked on it or something.
I didn't see any wires.
Oh, there's another sign.
Where?
Over there.
Well, maybe we'll find out where we are. Bud?
Oh, no, Dad. Do I have to go out again?
A little rain isn't going to hurt you.
But I'm wet clear through now.
Then you can't get any wetter. Go ahead, Bud.
Holy cow. What they need in this family is a seeing-eye duck.
Daddy,
Now what?
if there aren't any ghosts, why do people say there are?
Because they don't have anything better to talk about.
I know you don't believe in those things, Jim. But there was a chair in my grandmother William's bedroom that
And
once-
it rocked back and forth, back and forth.
It certainly did.
You've told me about it 8,000 times, and there's still a logical explanation for it.
Maybe the termites were pacing up and down.
Betty, that isn't funny.
The floor was probably crooked, or the chair was standing in a draft. It could have been anything, but it was not being rocked by a ghost.
I'm scared.
Dad?
What's the matter, Bud?
Hey, Dad, you know what?
Don't stand out there in the rain. Get inside.
Okay. Move over, will you, Betty?
Oh, you're a pest.
Well, Bud,
What?
what did you find out?
Oh, well, remember that sign that said Bensonville, 12 miles, and you said now you knew where you were?
Oh, what about it?
That's it.
What?
Oh, Jim!
You mean it's the same sign?
Sure. On the bottom it says Blossom loves Rocky, with a skull and crossbones.
Bensonville?
Father,
Jim
we were here
Anderson.
2 hours ago.
Margaret, it was an honest mistake. When I took the right turn, I guess I should have taken the left. That's all.
Kathy said we should have taken the left turn.
Since when does a 9-year-old child know more about roads than I do?
Now,
Well, if you're going to be so insulting about it.
if you'd only stop at someone and ask.
Like who? We haven't seen a soul since we left Mansfield, and that was 3 hours ago. What's wrong with the fool motor?
Maybe you flooded it, Dad. Pull way out on the choke.
Bud, would you like to drive?
Okay.
Okay, stay right where you are.
But you just said...
I was driving cars before you were born, and I can drive rings around you right now.
Well, sure, but...
Father, is the switch on?
The switch is on. Contact Roger, Wilco, Wahoo! Only it won't start. Now, are you happy?
Jim, you're losing your temper.
I'm not losing my temper. I'm calm. I'm cool. I'd like to take Marshall Palmer and stuff him down the nearest well.
Why blame it on Marshall? He was only trying to help.
The two of you fussed around with this car for 2 hours, and you've wrecked it. Does it take 2 hours to put gas in a car?
Gas? You didn't say to put gas in the car.
What?
Well, we just checked the tires and polished the chrome and you didn't say to put gas in it.
Oh, Margaret, no.
Betty, how could you have done a thing like that?
Well, I didn't know he wanted us to get gas.
Margaret, I've been a good husband and a good father, but so help me.
Oh my gosh, Kathleen!
Kathy, you're joking me.
Oh, Daddy, I saw it.
Oh, Kathy, stop it. Oh, Margaret.
Kathleen, stop choking your father, please.
Oh, but I saw it, Mommy. It was big and white, and it had big long
Mother!
wings.
Are you all right, Jim?
I don't know. I think she's been taking lessons from Strangler Lewis.
I don't see any ghosts.
It was over there, Bud. It had 3 heads and a long white beard, and I saw it out the window.
Hey, there is something.
It's the ghost. Oh, Daddy.
Now, just a minute, Bud.
I don't think it's a ghost, but I saw something.
I don't see anything. Oh, yes.
Father!
Jim.
Oh, there's nothing to get upset about, Margaret. It's probably just a billboard or sign or something.
It's a house.
What?
Sure, now I can see it. It's a 2-story house, and it's got pigeons on the roof.
Ghosts with 3 heads. All that excitement about a farmhouse with a few fluttering pigeons. You ought to be ashamed of yourselves, all of you.
Jim, where are you going?
I'm going to see if I can't wake somebody up. I've got to borrow some gas.
But Jim, don't stay away too long, please.
I'll be right back.
But maybe you ought to go with your father.
What for?
Well, it's very dark out there, and he might not be able to find the way.
Well, I don't know the way any better than he does.
But why don't you stop arguing?
I'm not arguing, and I don't see you jumping out in the rain.
Of course not. Girls don't do things like that.
Why not?
They just don't. That's why not.
Boy, is this a racket.
Bud?
I go first. I'm a girl. I get this. I'm a girl. Who takes care of the men?
Girls.
Bud, this is hardly the time for a battle of the sexes.
I wasn't fighting, but good gravy.
Margaret?
Is everything all right, dear?
Honey, it's a house, all right, but it isn't exactly what we figured. It's sort of an empty caretaker's cottage.
What's an empty caretaker?
It's a cottage, Dopey, and it's empty.
Oh.
Jim, why would a farm have a caretaker's cottage?
That's just what I was saying. It isn't exactly a farm. It's just figure it's like anything else, that's all.
Jim, what is it?
Well, it's a Pleasant View Cemetery.
Oh, no!
On Halloween night, most of us won't be in quite such a fix. Instead, the pumpkins will glow on the table when the children come in from their chilly rounds, eager for the cookies and donuts and fresh sweet cider. And you know who else will be there to drink a cup or two of the steaming coffee? The world's greatest coffee expert. Yes, ma'am, the #1 expert will be on hand because he's your husband. Now, we could say we're experts. Our Maxwell House coffee is America's favorite brand. But we know the final judge is that man of yours, and if you'll pour him a cup of Maxwell House, we're mighty sure he'll say,
Best coffee I ever tasted.
A few chill moments have come and gone, and we find the Andersons' brave little band huddled on the porch. We meant to do that.
It's all part of the show, folks.
Daddy, I'm scared.
Check.
There we go.
Yeah, there we go. All right, Mr. Announcer.
Okay, well, a few chill moments have come and gone. And we find The Andersons' brave little band huddled on the porch of the caretaker's cottage. The rain keeps pouring down on the battered roof, and in the eaves pigeons flap their restive wings. Or is it a belfry? Or are they bats? Well, anyway, the Andersons aren't worried, not in the least. Chins up, shoulders back, they march fearlessly into whatever awaits them, like this.
I don't want to go in.
Kathy, there's nothing to be afraid of.
I don't care. I don't want to go in.
Well, would you rather stay out here on the porch all night and freeze to death?
I'm scared.
Kathy, I don't know what's gotten into you. This isn't just a cemetery, it's a monument, of which we should all be proud. Those are the graves of Civil War heroes, men who died for their country.
What were you saying, dear?
Let's see if we can get inside.
Dad?
Any luck, bud?
No, I tried the windows on the ground floor, and they're all locked.
Okay, fine.
I found a shovel in the back, though.
Oh, that's nice. If we can't dig our way in, at least it'll make a pleasant souvenir of the evening, won't it?
Well, I just thought if there's a shovel around, maybe that means somebody lives here.
Thank you, Sam Spade.
That's a good one. Sam Spade. Because I found a shovel. Get it, Betty?
I got it, and you can have it.
What's the matter with her?
I want to go home.
We can't go home, Kathy. There isn't any gas in the car. And I'm not walking 12 miles in the rain to get any either.
Jim, we can't just stand here all night.
I have no intention of standing here all night. First, let's see if we can't. It's just the door opening, honey, that's all.
Who opened it?
I want to go home.
I hear one more peep out of you, so help me.
Jim, what happened to Bud?
I don't know, he was right. Bud,
Mother!
You want me, Dad?
how'd you get down there?
I don't know. I guess I fell off the porch. Who opened the door, Dad?
How do I know, but it's open, so we don't have to worry about that anymore.
It used to be open.
Now that's funny.
It's locked, huh?
No, I just like to rattle doorknobs.
How could it be open 1 minute and locked the next minute?
The wind. That's all it is. The wind blew it shut.
Who blew it open?
Betty, stop asking silly questions.
What's silly about that?
Bud, let's see if we can.
Jim?
Father!
Never mind, Bub. It's open.
Holy cow.
All right, everybody, let's get inside before the darn thing changes its mind again.
Jim, if this is a haunted house.
Margaret?
I don't want to go in the haunted house.
Kathy, stop being ridiculous. There's no such thing as a haunted house.
Jim, I know you don't believe in ghosts and haunted houses.
Margaret, you don't either. No sensible person does.
Of course, dear. But why did the bridge table float in the air at the Palmers?
It was a trick, Margaret. Just like all the other stupid things Will Palmer did. Tapping on the floor and weird voices. You saw how he did those.
But he didn't explain about the table.
He forgot, that's all. And if you don't mind, I'd just as soon forget too. Let's go inside. All right, Kathy.
I'm only a little girl. I'm only 9 years old.
Angel, nothing's going to hurt you.
Turn on the lights, Bud.
Mother, is it all right if I just wait in the car?
You're staying right here with us. How about it, Bud?
Nothing happens.
Well, we'll get lights somehow. Now what's the matter?
I just walked into a spider web.
Oh,
Ew.
please stop
Ew.
complaining and close the door.
Jumping creepers.
All I wanted to do was get into the 6th grade.
Kathy!
Dad,
Hmm?
there's an oil lamp over here.
Fine. Now we're getting somewhere.
But there isn't any oil in it.
Bud,
Yes, Dad?
see what else you can find that isn't any good.
Isn't any good for what?
No, just never mind.
Well, gosh, I was only trying to.
Mother!
Now I'll settle for the 5th grade.
What's wrong with that stupid door? Bud,
Don't look at me, Dad. I wasn't any place near it.
I know you weren't. I was merely... Oh, here's what it is. It's just a loose screw.
I knew there was a screw loose someplace.
You see this, Margaret? The latch is unfastened. When the wind blows, the latch slides over and the door opens.
Why couldn't you open it before?
Well, because the latch gets hung up when the door slams shut. And stop bothering me. There's nothing mysterious about it.
I'll be happy to finish the 4th grade.
Wouldn't it be warmer if we all just sat in the car?
Jim, it's very cold in here.
Yeah, kinda clammy.
Well, we'll get a fire started in here, and that'll take care of everything.
Jim?
Honey, there's nothing in here that can hurt anybody. A nice, friendly fire in the fireplace, it'll make all the difference in the world. How about getting some wood, bud?
Here's a whole pile of newspapers.
Good.
Hey, you know who's gonna run for president?
Bud, let's get a
Coolidge.
fire started and stop with the jokes.
Well, what jokes?
Just, get some wood.
Jim, I know it isn't anything to be worried about, but that door gives me the creeps.
Well, I'll fix that. Get this chair not wedged under the doorknob and... there we are. Now I'd like to see it open. Come on, Bud, let's get going with the wood.
Where do I get the wood?
I don't care where you get it, just get it.
Good grief.
Well, that's a novelty.
Daddy?
Kathy, you know I can't stand that.
What?
Stop whining.
I wasn't whining, Daddy.
Hand me some of that newspaper, Betty, will you please?
What a time to read.
Betty, help your father build the fire.
Okay.
Kathy,
Yes, Daddy?
you're whining again.
I didn't even make a sound.
Here's the paper, Father.
Thank you. We'll have some light in here in just about 2 seconds.
How's this for wood, Dad?
Fine, Bud. There we are. That's a little better, isn't it? Let's have the wood, Bud.
Jim?
Father!
It's an owl, Margaret. That's all it is, just an owl.
Oh, I don't like owls.
Oh, you don't like anything.
Jim, what is it?
Smoke doesn't seem to be going up the chimney. I guess they must have built their nest up there.
Want me to open a window, Dad?
Yeah, I guess.
Father!
Jim, the chair is gone!
Oh, now just a minute. There must be a logical explanation. Chairs just don't walk off by themselves, do they, Bud?
This one didn't. You just put it in the fireplace.
What?
Yeah, well, you said you didn't care where I got the wood.
Jim, the smoke is getting awful.
Bud, open the window at the top of the stairs. See if we can't get a little cross ventilation in here.
Bud, do this. Bud, do that. Sounds like the only name you ever heard of was Bud.
What was that?
Hey! I said I have to open the window. Wow!
Bud, what was it?
It was a cat. I guess I stepped on its tail.
Well, stop fooling around and open the window.
Woof, woof.
Oh, Mother!
Daddy, I have a wonderful idea. Let's go home.
Jim,
It's a dog, Margaret, that's all. Just a dog howling at the moon.
Dogs howl when somebody dies.
Now, there's a pleasant bit of information.
I'm only a little girl.
Kathy, please.
I'm not having a bad enough time. People jumping every time a dog howls or an owl hoots or a door squeaks.
Dad!
Whoa!
What's the matter, Dad?
Oh, Bud, you have to sneak up on me in the back of people like that?
I didn't sneak up in the back of you.
You certainly did.
Jim?
What's that?
A cow. Just a plain, ordinary cow.
What's a cow doing up at a time like this?
Looking for another cow? It's lonesome.
Jim, all those peculiar noises.
They aren't peculiar noises. We're out in the country. And they're just plain, ordinary noises.
But they sound so weird.
Father!
What's the matter?
We heard something.
You're imagining things, all of you. You heard the wind whistling through the trees.
It didn't sound like the wind.
All right. What did it sound like?
Like that.
Well, that's nothing. It's just just a board creaking, that's all.
Jim, we've got to get out of here.
Well, how? How are we going to go?
I don't care where. Let's just go.
I'm only 9 years old.
All right, Kathy, we'll leave. We'll leave right now. Not that there's anything to be afraid of.
Father, it's coming closer.
It's a ghost. It's a big white ghost.
Oh boy.
Jim?
Oh, all right. We got you covered. Stay where you are.
Are you folks, folks?
Yeah, we're folks. Who are you?
Well, I'm the new caretaker. Just moved in tonight, and I'm not sure if I like this job.
Oh, Jim.
There, you see, there wasn't anything to be afraid of.
Well, maybe there ain't now, but I was scared before. You see, for a while, I figured maybe you was ghosts.
Well, the horrible night is over at last. The Andersons are home, safe and happy, and as they dig into their breakfast cereal, Jim tells them exactly how foolish they have been. Like this.
I've never been so ashamed of anyone in my entire life. Why, you acted as though we were living in the Middle Ages.
I wasn't scared, Dad.
You certainly were.
Oh, I certainly wasn't.
You were just as scared as anybody, wasn't he, Kathy?
He wasn't as scared as me. I was real scared.
Of what? Everything had a logical explanation, didn't it?
Jim?
Hello, Margaret. You finally decided to come into the party? Huh. You haven't said a word since we sat down at the table.
Jim, there was a phone call before you got up.
Oh, who was it?
Will Palmer. He said he hadn't been able to sleep a wink all night.
Good. Serves him right. What did he want?
He wants you to call him.
What for? We just saw him yesterday.
He wants you to tell him how you did that trick, where the bridge table floats in the air.
Oh, no. Ladies and gentlemen, we'll take a brief break as we switch tasks. Wanted to let you know is that those two doors over on the side there. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Now we bring you Adaptive Ultimate, featuring Jay Evans, Rick Schlussel, TJ Fassler, Allison Cola, Jeanette Albrecht, Dan Spacek, Amy Segali, and yours truly, Dennis King. And after this, we'll take a 15-minute intermission, and so you can avail yourself of the goodies provided by the First Congregational Church. And away we go.
Tired of the everyday routine? Ever dream of a life of romantic adventure? Want to get away from it all? We offer you Escape. Escape, transcribed to free you from the four walls of today for a half hour of high adventure. Imagine you are standing outside a room, horror gripping you, while before your eyes, seen through the transom window, the most beautiful girl in the world is about to die because of you. Today, we escape from reality with a fascinating story of a girl who lived a weird second life. In this gripping story, The Adaptive Ultimate.
No, Daniel, I can't do it. You have a very interesting theory.
Well,
but-
it's more than just a theory, Dr. Bach. I've proved it. It works. I tried my serum on tubercular guinea pigs, and it cured them. They adapted themselves to the tubercular bacillus and lived. Yes, and I tried my serum on a dog with rabies. He adapted himself too. I tried it on a cat with a broken spine. The cat instantly adapted itself to its injury so that the spine had time to knit and heal. Don't you see what a tremendous discovery this is?
Yes, perhaps.
But think what it would mean in accident cases. There'd be no further need for emergency surgery. Don't you see that? No matter the condition, the injury to the body, a mere injection of my serum would permit the patient instantly to adapt himself to his condition and live.
No matter what his injury?
Exactly.
A serum made from insects?
Well, from common fruit flies. The most adaptable of living organisms. Tear off a wing and it grows a new one. Tear off its head even, stick on a new head, and that too will adhere in time. Think of imparting that same adaptability to human beings.
To grow new heads. It has merit.
Oh, and now please, Dr. Bach.
All right, all right. No, seriously. I know this may be a great thing, but to permit you to experiment on a human being.
Well, the most hopeless case you can find, Dr. Bach, someone already doomed.
Well, if someday I discover in the hospital a hopeless case, understand it will be hopeless.
Well, I understand.
And if the patient shall consent, then you will have your human guinea pig. Well, Dr. Scott, you requisitioned for yourself a hopeless case. Permit me. Here's your guinea pig.
What is it, Dr. Bach? TB?
Yeah, final stage, matter of hours at most. She might have been attractive once, but now, hair like string, skinny like a skeleton, and flesh like wax.
Dr. Bach, you call this a fair test? I said hopeless, but I didn't say a corpse.
The lady is returning to life, such as it is. Well, Dr. Scott, I regret I have not more palatable subject for your experiment, but this is what I promised. A hopeless case.
Well, it's all right. I'll try it. What's her name?
Let me see, it's on the chart. Zealous.
What was that?
Her name is Kira Zealous.
Oh,
A young lady. Permit me. I am Dr. Herman Bach, Chief of the Staff, and I would like to introduce one of our promising young doctors.
He wants a date, I suppose.
Miss Zealous.
Hello, brown eyes.
What?
Your eyes are brown, aren't they?
Miss Zealous, you see, I perfected a serum.
I like brown eyes.
Well, this serum might help you, but it's never been tried on a human before. Well, I thought if you had no objection.
What are the odds?
Odds? Well, actually, you've everything to gain.
And nothing to lose.
Well,
How right you are. Okay, I'm all yours, Brown Eyes. Go ahead. Experiment away.
Dr. Bach, prepare her arm, please.
24 hours and she is yet alive. I would have said yesterday it would have been impossible should she survive the night. So it is now 48 hours and she actually seems better. But miracles such as this have happened before and without serums. A week and she still lives. Each day she becomes better. It's miraculous. The spots in her lungs are disappearing. Coughing has stopped. There's no sign of bacillus in the culture. But even more amazing, her reaction to abrasion, skin punctures. Yesterday I took a blood specimen. Before I had 1 cc, the puncture in her skin had closed. Yes, 30 seconds. The ordinary person, it takes a day, 2 days for it to heal. With Miss Kira Zealous, 30 seconds. It's amazing. Dan, I won't dispute it. Your serum has worked a miracle. She's cured. Now I must discharge her from the hospital.
But, Dr. Bach,
You had forgotten that time must come sometime, But you see, I must. She is cured and we need the room.
Well, yes, I know that, but, she should be under observation. We don't know what effects will show up.
I think, Daniel, you have an extraordinary interest in Miss Zealous. So I've asked her to come here. She is outside. Shall we invite her in?
Oh, why, yes, of course.
Send in Miss Zealous, please. Now, observe well your miracle. Ah, Miss Zealous. Come in. Sit down.
Thanks. Oh, hello, Brown Eyes.
Hello, Kira.
I have sent for you, Miss Zealous, because I have good news. Today I am discharging you from the hospital.
Oh,
Yeah. Today you are to go free. That pleases you?
madly.
Well, Kira, you have people, perhaps, a family?
Aren't we all brothers and sisters under the skin?
Miss Zealous, I will come to the point. I wish to make you a proposition. I mean, purely a scientific proposition.
Yes, I know. An experiment.
Precisely. We are interested, Dr. Scott and I, to observe the further effects of the serum he gave you.
Yes.
I will pay you room and board and $30 a week. You will live at my house I have a housekeeper, Miss Getz, and she will look after you. Is that satisfactory?
Wouldn't I be a fool to say no?
Excellent, excellent.
Does Brown Eyes live there too?
No, but Dr. Scott will continue to have a clinical interest in the experiment. Miss Ellis, don't have any fear.
Good.
Yes, well, it's almost time for dinner. I will take you, Miss Ellis. Will you join us, Dr. Scott?
Why, yes, fine, Dr. Bach.
Very well. Will she meet outside in, what, 10 minutes?
Well, that'll do me nicely.
Miss Ellis, you wish to wait here or maybe outside, a little fresh air?
I think I could use a little air.
Good. There's a little park across the street. You'll find benches there to rest. We'll meet you at the front entrance in 10 minutes.
Dr. Bach? Dr. Bach, what is it? What's the matter?
Some sort of commotion across the street in the park. Where's Kira?
Well, I thought she was here with you.
Well, perhaps she's still over in the park.
What do you suppose? Oh, come on! Oh, Dr. Bach, it's Kira! Kira! Let me through, please. Excuse me, Kira. Kira, let us through, please. Officer, what's happened? What is this? Why are you holding this lady?
Do you know this young woman?
Well, yes, of course. What is it? What's the matter here?
Plenty. Your lady friend here merely walks up to an old gent about 60 or so and picks up a nice hefty rock and beats his brains out.
Oh, officer, there must be some awful mistake.
Yeah, her mistake. Cold-blooded murder. Come on, sister. Here's the wagon.
But officer?
You better come along too, mister. Mona Lisa here doesn't seem to be much in the mood for talking. We'll need someone to tell the desk sergeant her name.
Kira, this is terrible seeing you here like this. I've got to get you out of here. I've got to help you.
Oh, jail's not so bad when you're here.
Well, listen, this is all a terrible mistake. If you'll tell me what...
Mistake?
Why, yes, of course. Kira, you didn't kill that man.
If I said yes, what would you do?
Why, I tell them you weren't responsible. I tell them about the serum. I tell them it was my fault, that somehow the serum I gave you caused your mind to snap. It's something that would be the only explanation.
You do this? Ruin your career, no doubt. Just to save me.
Yes, of course I would.
And what would they do to me?
Well, I don't know exactly. Put you under observation? Something, Kira.
Then my answer's no. I did not kill the man. Oh, don't worry. I won't be convicted. I'll take care of myself very well. I'll, as you say, adapt myself to the situation.
All right now, Mr. Salvatore, continue. Tell the court in your own words precisely what happened.
This old man, you see, he's a buy circus peanuts from me every day. For months, every day. And this one day, he pulls out his pocketbook. He's a billfold. And I'm a look. It's a stuffed with bills. Big money. He say, Salvatore, can I make a change for $20? And I'm a laugh. I'm a say, mister, I'm a peanut man. You take the peanuts, you pay me tomorrow. He say, grazie, thank you very much. He turn around, and then this dame, she pick up a roccia. It's a great big stone, and I conks him. It's a murder.
I object, Your Honor.
Objection sustained. Continue, Mr. Salvatore.
Oh, shoulda not been more to say. This dame, she bend over, and she reach in his pocket to take out the money. I'm a grabber. People are come. Police are come.
Mr. Salvatore, can you describe this young lady to us?
Oh, see, I remember her very well. She's a scar, no. She's a skinny. She's ain't no beauty, you know. Got the black suit, the brown hair, eyes, I don't know, dark, you know, maybe brown or a blue.
Thank you, Mr. Salvatore. Your witness?
Mr. Salvatore,
See?
you say that the young lady, the assailant, had brown hair and dark eyes?
See. Brown hair and darker blue eyes.
And do you see the young lady in the courtroom?
Oh, see. She's a sitter, right? Oh.
What's the matter, Mr. Salvatore? Are you pointing at Miss Zealous?
See?
May I ask the defendant to rise, please? Miss Zealous, will you kindly remove your hat, please?
Mamma mia!
Dr. Bach, look. Her hair, it's It's become the color of aluminum.
Your Honor, I submit that this defendant does not possess dark hair, nor, if you will observe, dark eyes. I am prepared, therefore, to submit a lock of her hair to be tested by any chemist the court may appoint to prove that the pigmentation is entirely natural. Now, Mr. Salvatore, do you still say that this is the young lady you saw in the park?
I'ma think, she's a...
Is she?
Mamma mia! No!
Good Lord, Dr. Bach. That hair of hers, did you see it? It was the color of aluminum. She was beautiful.
Yes, beautiful. And so she's been acquitted. They call her innocent, Daniel. I'm a convert to your great principle of adaptability. But where will it end? You start with an ideal, and you wake up to discover you've created a monster.
But she was acquitted. It was all a mistake.
Do you really believe that?
Dr. Bach,
Yes, Miss Getz.
she is here, Doctor.
She?
That woman in the newspaper.
Kira's here.
Yes, you said she was so poor, such a church mouse. Ah, you should see her.
Oh, well, what do you mean, Mrs. Getz?
So fine. So great a lady.
Well, I'll go and talk to her, Dr. Bach.
Hello, Brown Eyes.
Oh, hello, Kira.
Aren't you glad to see me?
Oh, yes, yes, of course. Well, congratulations on your acquittal today. We were there.
I know. I sensed it. I was hurt you didn't come up and congratulate me.
Well, there were photographers and... What? Why, Kira, your hair... It's black again.
Isn't it always? Don't you like it?
Oh, yes, yes, of course. It's beautiful.
Am I beautiful, Brown Eyes?
Very, very beautiful.
And are you happy to have me back?
Oh, yes.
I always did like brown eyes.
Kira...
Tell me, how do you like my new clothes? My gown?
Oh, it's very nice.
Nice. It's exquisite. I have a whole new wardrobe. Hat, shoes, suits.
But how, Kira? Where did you get the money?
Money.
You had only $3 when you left the hospital.
Oh, so I did.
Kira, you did take that wallet from the old man.
Why, naturally.
You did murder him.
Certainly. Oh, come now. Don't look so shocked. Oh, I'm tired, Brown Eyes. You'll excuse me if I appropriate Dr. Bach's room. Good night.
Dr. Bach, we've got to do something.
Yes, Daniel, we do.
I haven't slept a wink all night trying to think of what we can do.
I've been here in the laboratory all night. I think I know.
What?
That serum of yours has accomplished a miracle. Yeah. It's the adaptive ultimate. Changes that take the ordinary person days or months, she accomplishes instantly. She walks into the sunlight, she's tan. She walks out, she's pale again. When she is in danger, she adapts. She could survive the electric chair, the hangman's noose. She was in danger in the courtroom. She adapted. She changed her whole appearance at will, so she could not be identified.
Yes, I know.
You must not blame yourself. You could not know what you were creating. Now, this morning, I operated on one of your guinea pigs. I found this. The pineal gland was hypertrophied. That's what causes it.
Well, then we could operate and maybe change her back.
Yes, but she can adapt to anything, anesthesia included. How can we operate unless we get her consent?
Well, perhaps...
Well, no, you're dreaming, Daniel. Do you really think she will consent now? Now that she has power? Perhaps more power than any human being ever possessed before? Power for evil. She has already killed one man, remember?
But if we watched her, Doctor, kept her under guard...
Again, a Pygmalion falls in love with his Galatea. No, Daniel, no. She must be destroyed. We must perform surgery at once.
Well, she'll die.
She will go back to what she was, with but a few hours to live. It is best, Daniel.
Yes, I suppose so.
Yes, Mrs. Getz. Thank you.
What is it, Dr. Bach?
And so perhaps she is also telepathic. She sensed what we are about to do, and now it's too late.
What do you mean?
Miss Zealous is gone, disappeared.
Dr. Bach, did you call for me?
Well, Daniel, have you seen the evening paper yet?
No, not yet.
Then here. After 2 months, there is news of our Miss Kira Zealous.
What? Let me see that. Where? Oh, the surprise of the evening was the appearance of John Callan, Ambassador at Large, Diplomat Extraordinaire, the man slated to head the forthcoming World Atomic Energy Control Commission. Mr. Callan, one of Washington's confirmed bachelors, acquired the gorgeous Kira Zealous.
You see, she has become gorgeous, a drab little urchin.
Mrs. Zealous, the dazzling beauty who affects a dark wig by day and a white one at night.
A great power of adaptability, courtesy of Dr. Daniel Scott. Dark by day, white by night.
Well, what are we going to do, Doctor?
Do?
Well, the World Atomic Energy Control, the one real hope of world peace. Kira isn't interested in peace.
What can we do? Surgery, I know, but politics? We must wait and see. We must wait and see how far your mad woman will go.
Washington is agog with rumors about the romance between glamorous Kira Zealous and John Callan, the newly appointed head of the World Atomic Energy Control, one of the most powerful political figures on the globe.
John Callan leaves tomorrow for the crucial atomic energy conferences at Geneva, Switzerland. And sailing on the same boat is the exotic Miss Kira Zealous, with whom his name has been frequently linked. Rumor has it Miss Zealous acts as a sort of unofficial assistant to Mr. Callan, thus making her one of the most important women in the world.
Glamorous, exotic. Such fragile stuff is world peace fashion these days, Daniel.
I wonder what she intends to do.
Somebody calling at dinner time?
Oh, sit still, Dr. Bach. I'll say who it is. Yes? Kira!
Hello, Brown Eyes. May I come in?
Wait, yes, of course.
Oh, our exotic guinea pig.
Good evening, Dr. Bach. Am I intruding?
Of course not.
You're very kind. John and I... Oh, you read about Mr. Callan.
Oh, yes, yes.
We're leaving for Europe tomorrow for a conference in Switzerland.
Yes?
He had a series of meetings to attend tonight, so I told him I would stay here.
You're staying here?
I took the liberty of saying you were my uncle, Dr. Bach.
No.
John will call for me in the morning on his way to the airport. We're leaving at 8. I do hope I'm not too late for dinner.
Not at all. In fact, we're very happy to have you here, aren't we, Dr. Scott?
Kira?
Hello, Brown Eyes.
What are you doing out here in the garden?
Waiting for you.
You knew I'd follow you?
Of course. Have you missed me?
Oh, you know I have. Oh, Kira, listen to me. Do you love this John Callan?
When I want love, I'll come to you, Brown Eyes.
Well, then why? What is it, money?
Money? I don't need money anymore. What does an empress need with money?
Empress?
Well, that's what you've made me. The most powerful woman the world has ever known. John Callan. He's supposed to be important, but in my hands, he's clay, to be molded as I wish. Do you see what that means?
Yes, I see. You hold the fate of the world in your hands.
Exactly. To do with as I want. And I shall. Would you like to rule the world with me, Brown Eyes?
Kira, you're evil.
Oh, what's good? What's evil? Come here, Brown Eyes. Look at me and forget such things.
Are you asleep, Dr. Bach?
Sleep? Who can sleep?
Kira's insane, Doctor. Do you know what she's planning to do?
I heard.
Oh, maybe we could get to this Callan.
And then what?
Well, if we could talk to him and tell him.
Tell him? Tell him what? Didn't I talk to you? Would you listen? Where is she?
Oh, she's gone to sleep.
I tell you, there's only one remedy. Surgery. It's the only hope, Daniel.
But she'll never consent to surgery, Dr. Bach, and she's probably immune to anesthesia.
Maybe not. Maybe not all anesthesia.
What?
Downstairs in my laboratory, I have a tank of ethyl chloride.
Do you mean operate here tonight?
Yes, tonight. Right here, while she sleeps. right, Dan. Now stop staring down at her. Pour the anesthesia into the cone. Hurry.
That ought to be enough to anesthetize an elephant.
Onto the face, quickly.
All right.
Dan, tightly. Hold it close.
I'm trying. She's forcing my hands. I can't hold her. She's too strong.
Fools! Did you think you could make me unconscious? You were going to operate on me. Is that what you were planning? Or were you going to slit my throat with that scalpel? Look.
Kira, don't!
There. Do you see? I plunge your knife into my heart. And I withdraw it. And the wound is healed. Now, go away, both of you. I want to sleep. John will be calling for me at 8.
Past 5 in the morning. 2.5 hours more and she will leave. And the world will be one step nearer chaos. We're scientists, Dan. We have a responsibility to civilization. We must find a way to destroy this creature.
Carbon dioxide.
Carbon dioxide, of course!
It's a fundamental biological law. No human can survive in its own waste product. Carbon dioxide is human waste. Dr. Bach, if we could fill the room where she's sleeping with carbon dioxide, she'd become unconscious. You could operate and... Who are you calling?
The hospital. I'll have them send over 2 tanks of carbon dioxide.
You think I should work here then?
We must try anything. Hello? This is Dr. Bach. Let me talk to surgery. Hurry, it's an emergency. The tube is ready. You sealed the crack under the door?
Yes.
You closed the window?
Yes.
All right, let's start the gas. Dan, to the transom above the bedroom door, you will be able to observe her reactions. You placed a lighted candle inside the room?
Yes, doctor. I left a candle on table.
Observe it carefully.
All right.
When it goes out, your Miss Kira Zella should be unconscious. Dan, can you see inside the room from up there?
Yes, doctor. Candle is flickering, doctor. Wait. No, it's still flickering. Oh, it's just gone out, doctor.
Excellent. It means there is now a concentration of 8 or 10% carbon dioxide. The average person would long since be dead.
Doctor.
Yes, Dan, what?
Just a minute.
Yes? Yes?
She's breathing more quickly now, convulsively.
Uh-huh. Jane Stokes breathing.
She's opening her eyes now.
What?
She's getting up.
Getting up?
Yeah, she's staggering, holding her throat, doctor. She's gasping.
Yes?
She's moving toward the door. She's trying to unlock.
So?
Oh, she's seen me. She's trying to.
Well?
She's trying.
What is it?
Oh, she's collapsed. It's over.
Yes?
How do you do, Dr. Bach? I'm John Callan.
John Callan. Why, yes, of course. Come in.
I haven't taken you away from anything.
No. We are performing some surgery, my associate and I. I have a miniature surgery here for emergencies, and we've just finished.
Is that the patient on the table?
Yes.
Is she...
Yes, she's dead.
Oh, too bad. Seedy-looking creature, wasn't she?
Yeah, she was a charity case.
Oh, well, I won't keep you. Is Akira here?
No, she changed her plan. She said there were some things she wished to do, and she would meet you at the airport.
Well, that's a woman's prerogative, isn't it? Changing plans.
Yeah.
You better get a move on. Then nice to see you, Doctor. I hope we'll meet again when I return from Europe.
Yes, that will be nice, Mr. Callan. And good luck on your mission.
Thank you, sir. Goodbye.
Yes, goodbye. Well, Daniel, maybe we'll get some sleep now, huh? Dan?
Huh? I'm sorry, doctor. I was daydreaming. She's lovely, isn't she?
Lovely? Yeah, Dan, lovely. May she always be in your memory. We will take a 15-minute intermission. Please avail yourself of the goodies provided by the First Congregational Church. We'll see you in a few.
We're all familiar with the story of the legend of Sleepy Hollow with its fiendish phantom riding on a black stallion, terrorizing every man, woman, and child in the township. Dennis brings us a cautionary tale with the Headless Horseman.
Just gather round and I'll elucidate on what happens outside when it gets late. Along about midnight, the ghosts and banshees get together for their nightly jamborees. There are things with horns and saucer eyes, and some with fangs about this size. Some are short and fat, some are tall and thin, and some don't even wear their skin. I'm telling you, brother, it's a frightful sight to see what goes on Halloween night. Oh, when spooks have a midnight jamboree, they break it up with fiendish glee. Ghosts are bad, but the one who's cursed is the Headless Horseman. He's the worst. When he goes a-jogging across the land, holding his noggin in his hand, demons take one look and groan and hit the road for parts unknown. There's no spook like a spook who's spurned. They don't like him and he's really burned. He swears till the longest day he's dead, he'll show them that he can get ahead. They say he's tired of his flaming top. He's got a yen to make a swap. So he rides one night each year to find a head in the hollow here. Now he likes them little, he likes them big, parted in the middle or a wig, black or white or even red. The Headless Horseman needs your head with a hip, hip and a clippity clop. He's out looking for a top shot. So don't try to figure out a plan. You can't reason with a headless man. Now if you doubt this tale is so, I met that spook about a year ago. No, I didn't stop for a second look, but made for the bridge that spans the brook. 'Cause once you cross that bridge, my friend, the ghost is through, his power ends. So when you're riding home tonight, make for the bridge with all your might. He'll be down in the hollow there. He needs your head. Look out, beware, with the hip, hip, and a clippity clop. He's out looking for a head to swap. So don't try to figure out a plan. You can't reason with a headless man. Boom! At last. At last. At last. Don't worry, I won't go into that. All right. At last, one last but very important, announcement. On December 8th and 9th, STAC will be presenting the full-length radio show version of the beloved Christmas show, It's a Wonderful Life, at 7:30 on Friday, December 8th, and 2 p.m. on Saturday, December 9th. All tickets are $12 and are on sale at the Auburn State Theater's website. We will be in full costume with our Foley effects table in full view. The show will be held here at the First Congregational Church in the sanctuary, and we'll have an intermission with State's delicious concessions. And now we bring you Ghost Party, directed by Amanda Petty, featuring Dan Spacek, Lorraine Poston, Rick Schlussel, Patty Baker, Jeanette Albrecht, Jay Evans, and Allison Cola. Lights out, everyone!
It's a great night, isn't it?
Yes.
It's good to be alive in the spring.
It's good to be alive anytime.
The night air is so soft.
Yes.
Like your lips.
Darling.
I wish we didn't have to go there.
So do I.
There'll be a house full of loudspeakers trying to out-talk each other.
Can't we just sort of forget to go, Jim?
Oh, not a chance. If I didn't show up to one of Mrs. Hinkle's parties and she got wise to it, tomorrow morning I'd be reading the want ads and worrying where I'd get the money to meet the next payment on that engagement ring.
Silly.
Oh, silly is right. That fat old tub owns stock in just about every business in this town. You go to her parties when you're invited, or else.
It seems a pity to waste such a glorious night.
If it were just a plain party, it wouldn't be so bad, but one of Mrs. Hinkle's.
Are they as bad as all that, Jim?
Worse. The woman's got a party complex. She thinks she's the daring type, but actually the last time she had an original idea was just this side of the Civil War. She's built like a battleship, and the only thing she does outside of clipping coupons off her bonds is think up screwy ideas for even screwier parties. Oh, wait till you meet her.
I'm looking forward to it. What about Mr. Hinkle?
Ugh, he makes a fit partner for her. He's as small as she's big, but he's about as party cuckoo as she is. Yeah, on top of that, he's one of those practical jokers.
No.
Oh, it's a fact. Palm ticklers and itching powder, water squirting out of the flowers buttonholed and all that kind of kid stuff. Oh, I tell you, the pair of them are enough to make a person sick.
Have we much further to go, Jimmy?
No. Unfortunately, it's just around the block. I sure wonder what screwy idea they've got cooked up for tonight.
Do you mean all of their parties are different?
Yeah, different and yet the same. The last one I went to, she had the house fixed up like the inside of a barn. Cows and chickens wandering around the parlor and all that sort of stuff.
Oh, you're fooling.
Oh, so help me. After the liquor started circulating, someone found that one of the hens had laid an egg, and he popped someone with it, and the fun really began. They threw everything around but the cow. And if it wasn't for the fact that the Hinkles have a bank account big enough to choke an ostrich farm, the whole shebang would have landed in the hoosgow.
Oh, my goodness, Jimmy. I don't think I want to go to their party. I mean, if that's the way they are.
No, don't worry. I understand that tonight the Hinkles are having just a quiet evening at home. I hope.
I don't like the way you said, I hope. Jimmy, do you hear what I hear?
Yep, that's their place, all right.
A nice, quiet evening at home, eh?
Well, you should hear the Hinkles when they really get going.
Do we have to go there? Do we really, Jimmy?
Ours is not to question why. All we can do is go there and hope to heck she isn't throwing a circus party with a couple of lions running loose.
I'll do more than hope, Jim. I'll pray.
Okay. And while you're praying, pray that Mr. Hinkle doesn't pull any of his pet practical jokes on us. His idea of good, clean fun is to wire up a chair with electricity and then shock the back teeth out of anyone who sits down in it.
Oh, stay close to me, Jimmy. Stay close.
Quiet, everybody, quiet, quiet, please, quiet.
Oh, it's Mr. Hinkle.
Ladies and gentlemen, it gives me great pleasure to introduce you to that queen of party makers, none other than my own dear wife.
Thank you, dear friends. Thank you. It does my heart good to know that you appreciate these little gatherings, which have come to mean so much, I'm sure, to the social life of our community. But enough of that. As you all know, I pride myself, if I might use the word, on the originality of my little parties. Well, as you know, we've done just about everything at these parties. That is to say, everything really clever. So tonight I simply racked my brains for something that just hadn't been done before. And I'm sure when I tell you what it's all about, you'll agree with me that it's going to be quite a treat indeed. In fact, if I do say so myself, never in all the many years I have been entertaining folks have I ever had the good fortune of thinking of as clever and original and entertaining an idea as I've thought up for tonight. It'll thrill you. I simply know it.
I don't like the look in that woman's eye, Helen.
Oh, don't be silly. She's not as terrible as you said she'd be. I bet she's going to say that we're going to play post office or Puss in the Corner.
Oh, that's what you think, darling.
And
That's what
so
you
it is with the greatest of pleasure that I announce the piece de resistance of our evening. Entertainment which I am sure will thrill all of you. None other than an actual ghost seance.
Oh my goodness.
Quiet, please. Quiet, please. Mrs. Hinkle has something more to say. Quiet.
Thank you, Mr. Hinkle. And now, ladies and gentlemen, if you all please, come into the next room and the seance will begin. Hurry now. The spirits in it must not be kept waiting. In here, please. In here. Come on. Come on.
Oh, Jimmy, I don't like this.
Oh, don't worry. We'll just sit around in a circle and hold hands. Well, I wouldn't mind that part of it.
Ghost seance? Is that woman's idea of fun?
Well, it is all right, dear. I think we can sneak out now, and she'll never know what happened to us. That old battle axe is... What?
Here come the Hinkles.
Oh, my gosh.
Oh, here you are, Jimmy. Now you and your young lady get right in with the rest. Right in, right in. The spirits and the ghosts are waiting. Now, everyone, take a chair around the table. Quickly, please. Quickly.
Sit here, dear.
All right.
Now, everyone, join hands. Everyone, join hands. Mr. Hinkle, turn off the lights.
Ooh, scared.
I can't see anything.
Mr. Hinkle, did you hear me? Turn out the lights.
Right, dear.
Oh, Jimmy, I wish I was home.
Say, this is nothing. You ought to see the Hinkles' really bright ideas. I bet they're the ones that started the San Francisco earthquake.
Ladies and gentlemen, please, we cannot expect to have the proper contact with the spirits unless we are silent.
Thank you, Mr. Hinkle. Those are my sentiments exactly. The spirits. Ah, the spirits. Where are the spirits?
I'm the spirit of 1776.
No, please, friends, please. This is a serious affair. Mrs. Hinkle is trying to awaken the spirits of the departed.
I'm the spirit of spring.
Mr. Hinkle, you must do something. We must have quiet. How can I contact the spirits of our forefathers?
You hear, ladies and gentlemen? Quiet, please, quiet.
Jim, how long is this going to go on? Let's try to sneak out now.
I can't, Helen. I just can't. If old Eagle Eye found out.
All this silly nonsense, sitting in the dark and holding hands as...
Now, quiet. No more whispering, if you please. If any of you think this seance, which I'm about to conduct, is not perfectly serious, I assure you emphatically that it is. You see, last week, I went to see one of the greatest mediums in existence, and she told me I myself was a medium. I myself am psychic. Isn't that true, Mr. Hinkle?
Oh, absolutely, my dear. Yeah, he said that you were positively psychic.
Now, hold tightly to your neighbor's hands, and I will go into a trance. Here I go.
She's been in a trance all her life.
Quiet. Let's see what she does.
I am now in a trance. I am now the voice of the world beyond.
Oh, all the scummy parties. The voice of the other world?
She sounds like the voice of fatty degeneration.
I bring you my spirit control. Listen to him.
Knock, knock. Who's there?
Quiet, please.
Oh, the spirit of the other world, speak and bring us wisdom.
Of all the nonsense, That woman isn't a medium, is she, Jimmy?
Well, she's medium crazy, that's what she is.
Jimmy?
Huh?
Why did you stand up?
What?
It's so dark and I see you standing by me. Why don't you sit down?
But I am sitting down.
Then what?
Ellen! In heaven's name, what's happening?
Turn on the lights, Mr. Hinkle, turn on the lights.
Yes, in heaven's name, turn on the lights.
I can't find the switch. There, I've got it.
That girl! Look at that girl!
What is the matter? Who screamed? What's going on here? Ugh, she fainted.
Yeah, get her some water, quick, somebody. Ellen, open your eyes. What frightened you?
Look at the way she's got her hands to her throat. Take her hand away.
Yes, she's choking herself.
Yeah, sure. I don't know why. Oh, Ellen!
Blood! Her hands are covered with blood!
Get a doctor! Someone, get a doctor!
No, I see it clearly. It's just a scratch. Just a scratch. See, she's coming to. She's all right. Just a scratch on her throat. Just a scratch.
A scratch? You fool! Look! It's teeth marks.
Jeffries!
Yes, Mrs. Hinkle?
Jeffries, are they all gone?
Yes, madame. All.
Well, then run along. Run along and close up.
Yes, madame.
Most deplorable thing that ever happened to me. Sam, are you falling asleep down here?
What?
Oh, get out of that chair and let's go upstairs and go to bed. Most disgusting party I ever had. The misfortune to be concerned with.
Oh, it did turn out badly, didn't it?
Not at all. It would have been most entertaining, but for that disgusting little person fainting that way.
Oh, but her throat.
Oh, don't start that again, Mr. Hinkle. It was nothing at all. A mere scratch. Teeth marks indeed.
Oh, but they were plain.
Now, don't start arguing, Samuel Hinkle.
No, my dear.
She got all nervous and excited there in the dark, and she scratched herself, that's all. Breaking up a perfectly good evening with her hysteria. Well, come on. Let's go upstairs.
Yes, my dear.
Screaming and carrying on like that. Absolutely disgusting.
Yes, my dear.
Ruin a perfectly good party that way. And that Jimmy person persisting in wanting the police in when one could see it was nothing but a scratch. Teeth marks indeed.
Yes, my dear.
I'll fix that young man's goose tomorrow. I will. Police in my house? I'll teach him. He'll be walking the streets when I get through with him.
And perfectly right, my dear.
And I spent so much time thinking up the idea of the party, and we had such clever stunts planned, didn't we?
Yes, my dear.
What will people think of me? Such a disgusting exhibition. Well, Samuel, open the door. Open the door.
Yes, my dear.
Sleep, that's what I need. Sleep to forget the whole entire atrocious affair. Well, turn on the lights. Turn on the lights!
Yes, my dear.
All those clever little things we figured out, the luminous paint to shine in the dark, and you're getting under the table and pulling their legs. Ah! Sam!
Yes, my dear.
In my chair by the window.
Oh, my goodness.
Do you see her too, Samuel?
Yes, of course. Who is she?
I never saw her before in my life. Speak to her, Mr. Hinkle. Find out who in the world she is.
Well,
Oh, you mouse, you. Old woman, who are you? What are you doing in my bedroom?
She can't hear you, my dear. She wants you to come closer.
Of all the nerve, filthy old hag. Get out of my chair. What are you doing here? Who are you?
You ask who I am.
You heard her?
You heard me. Who are you? How'd you get in here? Hinkle, call the police.
Yes, my dear.
Hinkle, wait.
Huh?
Come closer.
Get out of my
Both
house.
of you.
Out, I said. Hinkle, what are you standing there for? Do something.
Yes, my dear.
Closer. Both of you closer.
I'll fix you. I'll fix you. Jeffries. Jeffries, come here, Jeffries.
Yes, Mrs. Hinkle. What is it? Mrs. Hinkle, is there any trouble?
Jeffrey, come here.
Yes, Mrs. Hinkle.
Jeffrey's called the police.
Ma'am?
My husband, for some reason of his own apparently, is fascinated by that horrible old hag, but you certainly aren't. Call the police.
I'm very sorry, Mrs. Hinkle. I'm afraid I don't quite understand.
The police, call the police. Don't you understand simple English either? Call the police.
But begging your pardon, madame, why?
Illegal entry, breaking, disorderly conduct. I don't know exactly what reason. There must be a law in this community that prevents a woman from just simply usurping someone else's home.
My dear.
Oh, you shut up. Jeffries, you hear me. Don't stand there. Call the police. I want her thrown in jail. Sitting there smirking at me. Call the police.
But madame, whom are you talking about?
In the chair by the window. Look.
But there is no one there.
No one there. What are you?
I was trying to tell you, my dear. She just went.
Went?
Just like you turn out a light.
It's so late, madame. May I retire?
Get out. Get out.
Thank you, madame.
Samuel.
Yes, my dear?
Where did she go? I wasn't watching. Where did she go?
I told you, my dear.
Answer my question. Where did she go?
I don't know.
But she must have gone somewhere. You were watching her. I wasn't. Tell me, where did she go?
She just disappeared.
Ah, you fool. People don't just disappear. I know. She sneaked downstairs. My silver. She sneaked downstairs while I was talking to steal us out of house and home. Hinkle.
Yes, my dear?
Go downstairs. See if she's down there. Quickly.
Yes, but...
Quickly, I say. Go down there. Ah!
What?
There she is. She's sitting in the front of the door now. You do see her, don't you, Hinkle?
Yes. Yes, I see her.
Samuel.
Huh?
I think I can see the back of the chair right through her.
Yes.
Sit down, my friends. We have a long time ahead of us.
Sam.
Yes?
So late.
Yeah, I slept a little.
Not me. Her sitting there staring.
I got so tired.
I've been thinking all this time.
Thinking what?
Thinking of what she wants of us.
She hasn't said a word for hours, has she?
She doesn't have to speak, Sam. I know.
No what?
She wants to kill us both. I know.
The dead can't kill?
While you were dozing, I went close to her. I thought maybe somehow I could get by through to the door.
Well?
She kept looking at me as I kept getting closer.
Yes?
Then suddenly when I got very close, I couldn't move anymore.
How can that be?
That's the way it was.
If we yell for Jeffries...
You always were a fool, Sam. Try to yell.
I can't somehow.
I was never afraid of anything before.
And I've always been afraid.
What's she waiting for? What is it? Staring? Why doesn't she speak again?
No. When the daylight, things will be different then. She'll go away. A dead thing like that can't live in daylight.
But it's hours until day yet. Hours. Sam, I can't stand it anymore. Go up to her, talk to her. You talk to her.
No, you.
Sam, do as I say. I can't talk to her. Not I. Somehow I got a feeling if I do talk to her, well, never mind that. Go up to her, speak to her. Maybe you can find out why she keeps staring at me. Why me? Why me?
I'd rather not.
Sam, do as I say.
Yes, my dear. Yes. Excuse me, please?
Come closer. We have much to talk about, you and I.
It's not me that wants to talk, please. My wife.
She is afraid to talk to me.
She's afraid that something will happen.
And so it will.
She asked me to ask you why you keep staring at her.
Did you ever see her blood?
Huh?
She has so much of it swimming in her veins, and I have none.
You'll excuse me, I don't understand.
There are some of us who could go back to living if we had blood.
She just wants to know what you want.
Did you ever walk along a quiet street and suddenly think there was somebody close behind you? Did you ever sit alone in a room just at dark and suddenly think there behind the chair, if you but turned around, there was someone standing, someone you didn't dare look at?
She just wants to know what you want.
You want your life, don't you, simple man? Answer me. You want this thing you call your life.
I want to live. Yeah, sure.
And so do I. And only through blood, red blood, can I have life. The life I want.
Well, what can I do? I mean, I don't understand.
Death.
Really, I don't.
Or life. Which do you want, little man?
Life?
Then listen to me. Put your ear close to me. Here's your choice. Your life or hers. You believe I'm not of the world you know.
Yes, I've always believed.
Then believe I'll take that miserable little life of yours. Unless you do what I say.
I don't want to die.
Those pills for sleeping that your wife takes often. There on the table by the bed.
Well?
Fix them. A quick death. Quicker than I would give her. You must give them to her. You fool! She's kept you under all these years. With her, you've been a man, and yet not a man. Now I give you life. Give her the pills, you little fool. No one will know it. And then I'll go away. I'll let you all alone. Give her the pills, and I'll leave you.
You will?
Yes, I will. Give her the easy death, little man. Hurry.
Yes, why not? She's to blame that you're here. She did it at that crazy party. How or why, I don't understand. But she did it. Why should I die? Why should I?
Yes, why should you die? Go, make her sleep, and you'll be free of me.
Yes, I'll do it. I'll do it.
What did she say, Sam? What did she say?
Speak,
you fool! Speak! You talked to her so long. I couldn't hear a single word. What did she say? Staring at me. Look at her. Still staring at me. Samuel, you've got to tell me, what did she say?
You should go to sleep.
Sleep? What are you saying?
Yes, that's what she said. If you go to sleep, she said she'll disappear. Go back where she came from. Just sleep.
Sleep?
Yes, I'll get your pills. I'll get your pills.
Old thing sitting there staring at me. Who are you? Where did you come from? The dead don't live, and yet you're dead. I know you are.
Come closer.
Come closer. I think she said come closer.
Closer.
I've got to do it.
Closer.
What do you want of me? What?
Quickly, listen to me. If you listen, I'll give you life and go away. Hear me? Go away.
Yes, I listen.
He wants to poison you. He thinks I'll give him life if first he kills you.
Oh, no, he wouldn't. Not him.
Look, there in the corner, he mixes up a poisoned brew. Those sleeping pills you use, he fixes them. All of them.
No!
Listen closely. He'll take a glass and give you one, the poisoned one. Switch the glasses. Give him the poisoned one.
But
Do as I say, and you'll have life. Kill him for me, and I'll give you life. You hear me? Give you
life. Yes, I'll do it.
Go back. He's waiting for you.
Here, my dear, this'll make you sleep. See, I've mixed one for myself, too.
Yes, I see.
Here, this is yours.
The pill is in the water?
Yes, the usual one. Here, I'll drink with you. There's one in my glass, too. Sleep. We'll sleep until it's day, and then that horrible old woman, she'll be gone.
Look, she's standing up.
Yeah? Where? No, she's still sitting there as she's been for hours. You moved these glasses.
No. They're just the way they were. This one is mine?
Yes, that one is yours. Drink.
Yes, and you drink yours.
Together. Everything will be fine now. Fine.
Yes.
All my life. My life has been run for me. First my mother, and then you ran it.
What are you talking about?
And now for the first time, my life is going to be my own. You hear? You hear me? My own. I'll do what I want, and when I want, and no one might have.
Sam. Old woman, you say I did it. He's gone. Now you've got to go away. You said you'd go away.
Yes, I said I'd go away.
Well, why are you coming towards me? The other way out. Out where you came from.
Yes, soon I'll go.
See, he's lying there. I did just as you said. I should. Don't look at me like that.
He's dead.
Yes.
And we're all alone.
What?
Alone, me and you.
What?
And
What?
the blood in your veins. While he lived, I couldn't touch you, but now he's dead.
Stop looking at me like that.
But now he's dead, and we're alone.
I tell you, you stop looking at me like that. What do you want of me? What do you want of me?
What I need to bring me back to life. The thick, red liquid of life in your veins to fill the emptiness of mine. Red life, I'll drink it.
Vampire, no!
We end tonight's show with the STAC committee's recitation of Edgar Allan Poe's classic, The Raven, featuring Dan Spacek, Patty Baker, Rick Schlussel, Jeanette Albrecht, and Amanda Petty.
Once upon a midnight dreary, while I pondered weak and weary o'er many a quaint and curious volume of forgotten lore, while I nodded, nearly napping, suddenly there came a tapping, as of someone gently rapping at my chamber door. 'Tis some visitor, I muttered, tapping at my chamber door, only this and nothing more. Distinctly I remember it was in the bleak of December, and each separate dying ember wrought its ghost upon the floor. Eagerly I wished the morrow, vainly I had sought to borrow from my books surcease of sorrow. Sorrow for the lost Lenore, for the rare and radiant maiden whom the angels name Lenore, nameless here forevermore. and the silken, sad, uncertain rustling of each purple curtain thrilled me, filled me with fantastic terrors ever felt before, so that now, to still the beating of my heart, I stood repeating, "'Tis some visitor entreating entrance at my chamber door. Some late visitor entreating entrance at my chamber door. This it is, and nothing more."
Presently my soul grew stronger, hesitating then no longer. "Sir," said I, "or madam, truly your forgiveness I implore. But the fact is I was napping, and so gently you came tapping, and so faintly you came rapping at my chamber door, that I scarce was sure I heard you. Here I opened wide the door. Darkness there, and nothing more. Deep into that darkness peering long, I stood there, wondering, fearing, doubting, dreaming dreams no mortal ever dared to dream before. But the silence was unbroken, and the stillness gave no token, and the only word there spoken was the whispered word, "Lenore?" This I whispered, and an echo back murmured the word, "Lenore." Merely this and nothing more. Back into the chamber turning, all my soul within me burning, soon again I heard a rapping, somewhat louder than before. "Surely," said I, "surely there is something at my window lattice. Let me see then what thread it is, and this mystery explore. Let my heart be still a moment, and this mystery explore. 'Tis the wind, and nothing more."
Open here I flung the shutter, when, with many a flirt and flutter, in there stepped a stately raven of the saintly days of yore. Not the least obeisance made he, not a minute stopped or stayed he, but with mien of lord or lady perched above my chamber door, perched upon a bust of Pallas just above my chamber door, perched and sat, and nothing more. Then this ebony bird beguiling my sad fancy into smiling by the grave and stern decorum of the countenance it wore. "Though thy crest be shorn and shaven, thou," I said, "art sure no craven, ghastly, grim, and ancient raven wandering from the nightly shore. Tell me what thy lordly name is on the night's Plutonian shore." Quoth the raven, "Nevermore." Much I marveled this ungainly fowl to hear discourse so plainly, though its answer little meaning, little relevancy bore, for we cannot help agreeing that no living human being ever yet was blessed with seeing bird above his chamber door, bird or beast upon the sculpted bust above his chamber door, with such name as Nevermore.
But the raven, sitting lonely on the placid bust, spoke only that one word, as if his soul in that one word he did outpour. Nothing farther than he uttered, not a feather than he fluttered, till I scarcely more than muttered, "Other friends have flown before. On the morrow he will leave me, as my hopes have flown before." Then the bird said, "Nevermore." Startled at the stillness broken by reply so aptly spoken, "Doubtless," said I, "what it utters is its only stock in store, caught from some unhappy master who, unmerciful disaster, followed fast and followed faster till his songs one burden bore, till the dirges of his hope that melancholy burden bore of never, nevermore." But the raven still beguiling all my fancy into smiling, straight I wheeled a cushioned seat in front of bird and bust and door. Then upon the velvet sinking, I betook myself to the linking, fancy unto fancy, thinking what this ominous bird of yore, what grim, ungainly, ghastly, gaunt, and ominous bird of yore meant in croaking nevermore.
This I sat engaged in guessing, but no syllable expressing to the fowl whose fiery eyes now burned into my bosom's core. This and more I sat divining, with my head at ease reclining on the cushion's velvet lining that the lamplight gloated o'er, but whose velvet violet lining with the lamplight gloating o'er, she shall pass, nevermore. Then methought the air grew denser, perfumed from an unseen censer, swung by seraphim whose footfalls tinkled on the tufted floor. Wretch, I cried, thy God hath lent thee, by these angels he hath sent thee, respite, respite and nepenthe from thy memories of Lenore. Quaff, oh quaff this kind nepenthe, and forget this lost Lenore. Quoth the raven, nevermore. Prophet, said I, thing of evil, prophet still, if bird or devil, whether tempter sent or whether tempest tossed thee here ashore, desolate yet all undaunted, on this desert land enchanted, on this home by horror haunted. Tell me, truly I implore, is there balm in Gilead? Tell me, I implore. Quoth the raven, nevermore.
Prophet, I said, thing of evil, prophet still, if bird or devil, by that heaven that bends above us, by that God we both adore, tell this soul with sorrow laden, if within the distant Aidenn it shall clasp a sainted maiden, whom the angels named Lenore. Clasp a rare and radiant maiden, whom the angels named Lenore. Quoth the raven, nevermore. Be that word our sign of parting, bird or fiend, I shrieked upstarting. Get thee back into the tempest and the night's Plutonian shore. Leave no black plume as a token of that lie thy soul hath spoken. Leave my loneliness unbroken, quit the bust above my door. Take thy beak from out my heart, and take thy form from off my door. Quoth the raven, nevermore. And the raven, never flitting, still is sitting on the pallid bust of Pallas just above my chamber door. And his eyes have all the seemings of a demon's that is dreaming, and the lamplight o'er him streaming throws his shadow on the floor. And my soul from out that shadow lies floating on the floor, shall be lifted nevermore.
Hand for our cast. Thank you for your continued support for STAC and the State Theater. Don't forget to get your tickets for It's a Wonderful Life in December. We hope to see you next year as we continue our Golden Age of Radio series. Good night. Travel safely.